The Badlands National Park is an absolutely gorgeous spot, but I thought I'd show you maybe 5 hikes for seniors that you guys could really enjoy. We entered from the northeast entrance by the big Badlands Overlook, which was absolutely beautiful and gave you your first taste of what you were to see. They talk about the Badlands Wall, which is this long kind of wall that you can see in the distance there that separates aspects of the park. When you enter the parking lot, there are 3 trailheads that are right next to each other. The first is called the Door Trail, and you can see it's very much accessible, even by wheelchair. It goes way out and suddenly ends abruptly. The trail itself is only about a quarter mile. It takes you out to this end point, which just looks like hard dried mud, but it has the consistency of concrete. But you can hike into it if you like. Arguably the most popular trail is the Notch Trail, which goes about a mile and a half. It's a gorgeous, easy hike generally through this beautiful green and beige landscape. Ultimately, you come to this ladder, which is a bit challenging. I didn't find it too difficult. The biggest challenge, you have to wait because only one person can go up or down at a time, so it can truly slow your ascent or descent. We were lucky in that the park wasn't very crowded at the time when we were there, so we had no problem going up and down. As you come to the end and look through the notch, you kind of feel like you've broken through that huge wall. Down below you can see the visitor center and also the Cliff Shelf Nature Trail, which will be taken later on. These lines in the hills are really interesting. It's got kind of like a green color, but you can see it cutting across the entire canyon from rim to rim. It's really interesting. If you know what that line is, please let me know in the comments. Here we go. It's not bad. This trail is called the Window Trail. Looks awesome. The trail itself was quite easy, but the payoff at the end was really beautiful. It's so incredibly different when the sun is shining on these. As one lady said next to me, it pulls out the red. I absolutely loved this area as we went along the road. Look at the contrast of the green and the beige and the blue and the white. It's just absolutely stunning. Our next hike was the Cliff Shelf Nature Trail, which I pointed out when we were up above. Up there, that's the notch where we were just at and looking out. This is not a difficult trail, but it's not wheelchair accessible. For me, one of the most beautiful aspects of this park is the contrast between the brown mountains and the beautiful green that kind of pops as you look out over the landscape. When you get to the top of this trail, you are right below the notch. So after you reach the top, this just loops back around and you can see it heads down there back to the parking lot. I know I keep repeating myself, but those color contrasts are so stunning. Then down below, there's a little visitor center you can check out if you want or grab something to eat. So this is really cool. We are here when it's raining, and they only get like 16 inches of rain a year. So this last trail is called the Fossil Trail. So there's this cool trail here in Badlands National Park that's called the Fossil Trail. And as you go along here, it shows you different fossils that you can see here in the park. But it's really cool. It's a whole trail all about fossils. All these trails would be great to bring grandchildren to, but particularly those who are into dinosaurs and fossils. This is a really particularly fun one. They can reach out and touch these fossils. So this is called the Bigfoot Overlook. And I think the rain is actually helping us, just really pulling out those red colors. Just looks more and more beautiful as it gets wetter and wetter. This color difference is so strange, really interesting. And once again, the rain is just really pulling out the colors. As we went along, we turned onto the Sage Creek Rim Road and were immediately rewarded with a new friend. It's our first buffalo sighting in Badlands. It's kind of fun. But if that wasn't enough, we turned and were greeted with an incredible rainbow. The otherworldly nature of these incredible views were just stunning. And then it's punctuated with animals everywhere. A small group of bison greeted us, and then we saw the prairie dog farm. We didn't see many of them, maybe due to the rain, but we saw a few, and they were fun to watch. As we headed on, these two runners led us into one of the highlights of the entire trip, a huge herd of buffalo. They were everywhere. We were in a buffalo traffic jam, which was kind of fun. I ended up having to turn around. I love seeing the babies. There were so many of them. How encouraging is that the population will grow? And I also particularly love the silhouettes on the hillside. We then said our goodbyes to this fellow and headed on. We observed this bighorn sheep for a while, but then it was just so wonderful to see this little baby bighorn gamboling up on the hillside, living life large, baby. It was delightful. Thank you so much for watching this video. South Dakota and the Badlands are amazing. I hope to see you on the next video.